Here we have man on bike in his natural environment, wasting my time as he looks around cars with no intentions of buying any. Trying to see if he can fit his bicycle in the back of them. He'll now waste my time for an hour until closing time and then decide he doesn't actually need a vehicle after all.
This video is sponsored by Vehicle Score. Vehicle Score is a free vehicle checking service which you can visit by going to vehiclescore.co.uk. Simply type in a registration number and you will get a unique score to your vehicle. You can compare your score to the average in Vehicle Score's database. It's full of free useful information such as a mileage tracker history. It gives you a comprehensive breakdown of your MOT history for things like advisories and also wear and tear items. It gives you performance data, an estimated valuation, an estimated lifespan of the vehicle compared to others like it. It's full of free useful information. Also as well, they also have their 2 new features, including the new car insurance tip section to help you save money on your next car insurance quote, and their new AI mechanic, which will help you if you have any issues with a car, trying to diagnose any faults or common issues you might be having with a particular vehicle. But it doesn't end there, because Vehicle Score also offer their paid checks. These checks start from less than a cup of coffee and will check to see things like if your vehicle has ever been involved in an accident, whether it's been written off by an insurance company to a Category N or a Category S. Maybe it's an unrecorded write-off, so it's gone for a salvage auction and you weren't aware of it. It'll also check to see if your vehicle's ever been imported or exported, ever been used as a taxi, has outstanding finance, and all this information is assured with their £10,000 data guarantee. The paid checks are some of the most comprehensive priced out there, and it gets better because you guys get a discount. Simply use the promo code CARUK20 to get 20% off any of those paid checks. But remember guys, the basic service is completely free and it's constantly evolving. So make sure you download the Vehicle Score app, get yourself over to vehiclescore.co.uk and give them a try.
Evening all, welcome back to the Car UK channel. My name's Lee and you join me here at my site, the Car Pitch, here in Crewe in Cheshire, where I deal in used cheap cars, budget cars under £5,000. Anyway, in this episode, a bit of an update video about what's been going on here at the Car Pitch over the last few days. Kick off first of all from the intro, man on bike. We had a man on bike earlier today, man on bike scare, and as we know, those of you who watch the channel regular, man on bike never buys a car. But anyway, more importantly, what's been happening over the last 4 or 5 days. And we checked out my last update video, things had turned around a little bit for us. We'd actually had a bit of a run of sales. We had about 4 or 5 cars we sold in a 24-hour, 48-hour window, working day window. And the rest of the week was a bit quiet. However, it did pick up again at the weekend. We had a bit of interest at the weekend, a little bit down on the numbers, so it wasn't a lot to put out there. But we did get a few people on and we did sell a few more cars, which is good news. So things do seem to be looking up. I've also been buying as well. Lots of things still coming in, I need to get in, which I'm going to pick up over the next few days. So I thought it was about time to do a quick roundup as well about what's been happening and what's been coming in, give you some updates, and also Part X's. I've just had a Part X just landed a few minutes ago as well. So let's go outside and have a chat and see what's been going on at the Car Pitch. Right, let's have a bit of a mooch around. So, lovely sunny evening. Wind is up though, so I've put the mic on, so you have to bear with me if the noise is a little bit all over the place. It's just the microphone set up, but it's better than having wind. So, what's been going on? We'll start off actually with this blue Mini. This is the Part X was on about. So this is come in against the Volvo C30. Remember the Volvo C30, the R-Line 1.6 petrol? Beautiful. We sold that last Monday. And the chap who had that as his Mini, he's had it for a few years. He actually bought this from here, from the previous owner, some years ago, and he's been driving around in it, and it's been looked after by next door. So we know the car quite well. Bit mileagey, done 120,000, but it is an old Mini, it's 06, so it's quite old. It's 18 years old, and 120,000 is not really out of the ordinary. It'll be a 1.6 petrol. It's a Trident engine Mini, so it's the earlier engine Mini, 2007 prior. They run a Chrysler-derived engine. It was similar, I think it was in one of the Chrysler, the PT Cruiser, I think it ran in, but it was also in the Mini. Good little old engine. A little bit not most refined, but reliable enough. And like I said, these were ran up to about 07 plate. This one drives really well. Has got an ABS light on, which is a shame, but we've just plugged it in. As I say, it's only been dropped off a few moments ago. But I have just shoved a scanner in there, and it's coming up with a wheel sensor fault on the driver's side front, which is common. Done a few on these. Want a wheel bearing that's built into the same part. So we're going to order one of those, and then that should get that out. And then that's pretty much it really. It's got decent tyres on it, it drives really well, it's got a little bit of history on it, it's got a bit of MOT still, but obviously we might redo it.
The only thing that lets it down is the paint on the bonnet. It's also got twin sunroofs, which is quite rare for one to have twin sunroofs on a standard Mini one, because this is a Mini one, it's not a Cooper. And it's a nice colour, but it has got this lacquer peel here, and it's not lacquer peel randomly, like it's just the bonnet's fallen to pieces. It's actually where stripes have been, so I probably won't be able to tell in this light, but basically it's got a stripe going, or what was a remnants of the stripe here, and obviously another one here, probably white, silver, God knows what colour they were, factory, who knows. And someone's peeled this one off in a perfect line, and it's caused obviously this lacquer peel here, as you can see there. Now, two things you could do here, well, three. One is you just leave it and sell it as it is, trade it on. Two is we could look to paint the bonnet, but is a big old bonnet on these. They're not the easiest things to paint. They're quite heavy and a bit cumbersome. And my paint man, he will do a bonnet, but he doesn't like doing them. And he's a bit busy at the moment, so I don't want to trouble him with that. And really, the reality is we're probably not going to retail this Mini, because I've got a identical Mini in the corner in red, i.e. same model, same year, I think it's got a little bit less miles on the red one, but it needs a clutch. So I'm probably going to sell the red one, because it's actually, even though it's red, which usually they're all horrible red ones, but that one's a really nice one in the corner. So we're going to sell the red one because it's a little bit cheaper, doesn't owe me much money, needs a clutch, and I'm going to go to the effort of putting a clutch in. I'm probably going to retail that one, and then probably just get rid of this one, trade it on. So maybe get a set of stripes for it, because you can order them online and we can do them ourselves, and it will mask that lacquer peel up. I know someone on the line will probably go in, you're covering up the damage, it's you know, shodding workmanship, you're blah blah. Shut up. It's covering it up, yes, but the point is that I can either leave it and trade it on, or put the lines back and you won't be able to see it, it'll cover it up, and we can just trade it on. Whatever someone else does with it, I'm not bothered. It smartens the car up. So there we go. So that's probably what I'm going to do with it. Chuck a wheel bearing on it, put the stripes back, make it look a bit smarter, buff the brains out of it, and then just trade it on and maybe get a couple £100 out of it. That's it, really. I could retail it, but I don't really need two Minis on sale. But then again, you know, they are good sellers. I don't know. There's money in it. I've not nicked it. I've actually paid more for this one than I did for me red one in the corner. This one I've had to give 650 quid for in part exchange, which is too much. It should have really been about 400 or 500 max. But at the end of the day, he came in and bought the Volvo on the back of the fact we were going for a real drought period. And he was the first one in that sort of started the chain of sales that came afterwards. So literally after he left, we sold like 5 more. So I was a bit generous with the Part X, because I wanted to get a deal done. And he wanted a set amount for it. He really wanted like 700 or 800 quid. He was never going to get that off me. But we had to get a deal done. So slightly overpaid, but I'm not going to get me trousers took off me. You know, you're going to keep your trousers on, he would say in the trade. So we'll get out of that one way or the other. But a nice little thing, really. You don't see too many of these anymore, the old Minis. They're fading away, the pre-2007 ones. And it's not due to the fact that they're rubbish, because they actually are quite well built and the engines are very, very good. Far better than the later ones. Now, big news. Kia Sportage is off the ramp, finally. Every time we have been filming over the last month or so, that damn thing has been on that ramp there, clogging it up. Well, not anymore. It's now done. Well, not quite. It's certainly done for now. So update on this one. It had needed a clutch. We did that because it was a non-runner when it came in. Put that in, went out for a test drive in it, and it had a noisy third gear. Obviously, we were aware that it might have a damaged gearbox, but when we got it off, we checked it, sort of turned it by hand. It didn't sound bad. The oil wasn't bad in it or anything like that. So we weren't sort of worried that it might have gone, but there's no way of knowing if the synchros were knackered. So we put it back together, went out for a drive. It drove lovely, but third gear synchro was noisy. But what's probably happened is the owner previously who's had it has, well, annihilated the clutch. They've been driving around with a knackered clutch in it, and they've just been running it into gear, and then they've probably just damaged the synchro. So I had to get another gearbox, 500 quid, or near as damn 500 quid for a gearbox, which was a shame. But there we go, that's just sod's law. But we factored that in, and that was already factored in. I was aware that I could be buying a gearbox for it, so that was all. That's there. Anyway, gearbox was ordered, and I was coming into work on, I think it was Friday, and as I came into work, got a ping on my phone, your order has arrived. Thinking, brilliant, gearbox is landed. I turn up, and it actually was dropped off next door. And as I turned up, it was actually just put here, the item in question. I came in, colleagues next door said, your parcel's here. And I'm looking at what was a door for a Nissan Qashqai. Sadly, didn't get a picture of it. I should have grabbed a picture. But basically, it was a door for a Nissan Qashqai being dropped off with a postcode on for an area that's like 100 miles away from here. And my gearbox had basically been mistaken. So basically, somehow the driver had mistaken a door for a gearbox. massive fuss online trying to get hold of the right people, the couriers, and then it turned into an all-day struggle to get my gearbox back. But eventually, 6 o'clock that evening, we managed to get the gearbox delivered back from up near top end of like the Wirral somewhere, Liverpool way, or around there it was, and brought back to here, and managed to get it fitted on the Saturday, back in the car, and up and running. So anyway, got there in the end. Now it drives superb, gearbox is fine, transmission's fine, clutch is superb, all that side of it, turbo's on, no smoke, pulls lovely. So now we can breathe, we've got it off the ramp. I've now ordered the rear brakes for it, so they need new fitting kit and rear backing plates for the rear brakes. They have what's called like inbound shoes, you might call them, which is an old-fashioned term, but basically the handbrake shoes are separate inside the brake disc, and they basically run inside of it, and they connect to a backing plate. They run separate to the caliper. So we've ordered those. They're genuine only, so we've ordered those, and they're going to come in a few days. We get them fitted. Once they're on, then it's just wheels and paint. So we're nearly there. I reckon 10 days, maybe max, we could have that ready. Once a bit of paint on that quarter, paint on the the front wing on the passenger side, and obviously the wheels want powder coating sorting out. So great, we're nearly there. I'll be glad when that goes, because we have earned our money out of that thing, and I'm sick of people coming on asking to buy it. Anyway, moving on, what else has been happening? We've got some updates progress on Mocha. So the Mocha is back from paint. This was sold the other week. It had a little bit of a touch up on the back tailgate handle, which we were going to do, but we decided to do it when we sold it. Anyway, we got it done. Paint man's done us proud. Had it all repainted and all buffed in, so bit of mug gunk up there. So anyway, that's been done. And Speedy Gonzalez going past there in his BM. So that's all been sorted. We've also had a few bits done underneath as well. So it's had a new front flex exhaust, which is really common on these for blowing. It'd been previously repaired with a flexi pipe, so I welded one in, and it was still blowing, so we just decided to change it. Had a rocker cover gasket as well, because that had been leaking, so we've changed that. It's now down for a tyre tomorrow, which we're going to do. We've done the service as well, we've done that. Also had to put a bonnet catch on it, because it was throwing up a code 89 fault. That's now been done, ordered a new one. That came rather quick actually, I was quite surprised. I only ordered that 4 o'clock yesterday, it was here this morning. Good old eBay. So that's done, so it's near enough there now. Near enough there. Aircon's working, that's all been done. Yeah, so pleased with that. Not really give too many issues, to be honest. It's been an easy one, that, to be fair. Quite a few bits, but all easy. So that's a nice one. So that's going to be going out Friday. Customer's been in on today as well for an update, so we've updated him. Yeah, all good. So that one's a nice one. We've sold this, the 107, on the weekend. We sold 2 on the weekend. We sold this 107, and we sold the Astra we had from G3 about 2-3 weeks ago. 107's now sold. This is the only one we had on sale. We have got another one, but we haven't got it ready yet. This is the later one, 2013 on a 62. Free road tax, 50-odd thousand miles. We love these here. We sell these all the time. We love them. And if you're after a cheap little run around, that's what you buy. Buy a 107, C1, I go. I get asked all the time. I'm going to give you the same answers, because there isn't really anything better for your money, cheap-wise, that sort of end. On small cars we're talking about here. Obviously, if you need a bigger car, not much good to you. But they are very good. So the lady's come in and she's bought that, and that is going out hopefully Thursday. It's a surprise for I think it's a daughter. They've got it for a nice little car, and it drives absolutely like brand new. Really nice, good one that was. Also sold the Astra. By the way, that's done, by the way. We've all done that. We sorted that. We had a bit of a bumper issue, clip we had to fix, we've done. Underseal, which we've done. Service, we've done. Aircon, done. That's it. It is what it is. They are reliable. They don't need much, these. Astra, this is sold on the weekend. This is we had this for a customer who's been back into the last week or so. Who's been recommended to us locally, which was nice. And she really wanted to Focus, but I think she's got a little bit impatient, and she's decided to buy this Astra instead, because we have got some Focuses coming, but I just think she's decided to go with this. In fairness, they're all right, the Astra Js. I'm not going to say that an Astra J is more reliable than a 1.6 petrol Focus, because I think that would be a lie. But they're not terrible at all. You know, we sell a few of them. I don't mind them. I prefer a 1.6 to 1.4. This is a 1.4, but you just need to make sure that you know what you're doing with them. Now, these would suffer with timing chain issues. This one's not got any issues at all. It's probably had a chain on it from what I can see, and there's certainly no rattles, so it's all good. We do the stat housings on them. We've changed all those. All the Corsa bits that go wrong, we do. We've done all those. It's down for a service tomorrow. And a few other little bits as well. Window reg motor I've ordered because that's not working on the driver's side. The aircon is working, which is good. We haven't got to sort that out. And that's pretty much it. There isn't much else really wrong with it. It drives really, really nice. And it's rare you get a 1.4 petrol one of these. Most of them are 1.6s, and it's an SRI as well. So you've got a little few bits and bobs on it. So there we go. So that's sold. Didn't haggle on the price. Nice thing. Nice little margin in it as well. Pleased with that one. We've had a nice earner out of that one, which we deserve, because most stuff we've been selling over the last month or so, we really have been sort of on fine pickings really on the old margins front. So occasionally you do need something to sort of balance it up a little bit. Otherwise we can't pay the bills. Other things we've got going on, Dacia, we've already sold that. We mentioned that prior to that. That's getting picked up this week. Also we have, what else we've been selling? We're missing now. We've definitely got a couple of other cars here we're missing. Of course, Qashqai, it's behind the Mocha. That is sold, as we mentioned in the previous video. That is done, as in it literally just needs, has it been MOT'd? It's been MOT'd, actually, yes, it's been MOT'd. It is literally done. What we were waiting on that for was the radio. So it had a dodgy radio in it. So it was playing up the radio on it. It was working, then it wasn't working. We thought it might be an electrical fault at first because we couldn't get any power. It looked like it didn't have any power to the unit. Anyway, it turned out to be a faulty actual head unit. So I went online to buy another one. And as I was looking online, I realised that it's just as expensive to buy a genuine CD player for a Nissan Qashqai than it is to buy a brand new, little fitted sort of Apple CarPlay type system. So I thought, what is the point in putting an old Qashqai stereo in, which you need a code for, and you put it in and it might not be work? I've just put an Apple CarPlay in it. So that's what we've done. And it fits perfectly as well. I'm really pleased with it. And of course, then the guy's got a brand new system in as well. Obviously, we spoke to him about it and gave him the option, and he said, yeah, no worries, pop it in. So we've done that. So I'm really pleased with that. It's obviously over here, I'll show you briefly. But that arrived today. Is it open? This is. There you go. I say it fits straight in, all sized and everything. That's in there, working a treat. So he's got himself an updated stereo system, fit for the modern age. So that's good. And it says, what's the point in putting a normal stereo in? You might as well shove one of those in. Other car we sold as well this week was the Panda. Remember the Fiat Panda? Picture of it here. A little 1.2 Fiat Panda Mark III model, you call it? Yeah, Mark III Panda. That was sold, that went out, and we took a Mariva. Seems to be getting bloody Marivas in Part X. Mariva A in Part X, 10 plate one, which you'll catch probably in my next video. It's currently, it's parked around the corner at the moment. I need to bring it in. But anyway, got that in, so we're going to retail that again. I've had to retail the Mariva. I'm going to have to retail the Mariva, sorry, should I say, because I've had to give good money again in Part X for that Mariva because the customer bought it from us about 5-6 months ago and she wanted to update her car. She's gone from an 05 to a 10 to a 14 plate in the space of 7 months. So she's a happy chappy. So that's good. We sold that as well, and we didn't put clutch in that Panda, which was annoying, but that's just what it is. It's a Fiat derived 1.2. They do stuff with squeaky clutches. Yeah, there we go. So that's it really. That is all the cars sold or have been sold. We've mentioned up to date on those. Other things we've had in as well. Hyundai i10, a little cheapie working on, trying to get it ready. It is just a cheapie. It's going to be like an 1,800 quid little car, mainly because it's just got a little few bits of paint that want doing. Really, in an ideal situation, you would have done, but it's just not viable to have done. So we're just touching it up here and there, cleaning it up, mopping it, and actually made it look quite presentable. Had some plastics done on this side here. We did today. Me and the valeter did it. Redone them. They were all horrible, so we've had all them redone. We've had it all buffed as well. We're just going to go around and touch it up tomorrow. Got a few scratches out of it. Like I said, in an ideal world, one of the other doors really wants sort of painting. It's a little bit flat at the top, but we've buffed it up best we can. But it's pointless painting a door and blending it to charge 300-400 quid more when you can just sell it a little bit cheaper. And someone who really isn't that fussed that it's 100% will just buy it, use it, abuse it, run round in it. It's done 80,000 miles. Who cares? It's cheap to tax, they'll love it. And we don't get much stuff under £2,000, and that's 1,800 quid for fly out. Pointless painting it and charging someone 21.95 who's got 1,800 quid to spend. So we'll do that on that occasion. I wouldn't do that on a later car. It was a 13-14 plate one. We'll be having it all done and make sure it's 100%. But on a cars under £2,000, you can't get everything done. You can't expect everything to be done. You've just got to be mechanically right. So we'll do that. Under seal it. It's had all brand new exhaust on it already. We've got to put some fan belts on it. They're on the floor there because they're all chewed up and horrible. Wants a couple of wishbone arms because they're horrible, corroded, ball joints are split. Little bits like that. Mechanically, just get it right. And I put all new brake lines on it as well because they were all horrible and rotten. So that's a little cheapie working on. Also as well, what else have been working on this week? We've got a Megane on sale, which is buried in the corner over there. That is now on sale, 1.6 petrol Megane, which is, we did mention briefly in the last video, it was on the truck. Chevrolet's now on sale, we've got the wheels back for that. So that's on sale, that's looking quite pretty. Had a bit of interest on that, people intrigued by it. So we'll see how that goes. We've also got the Kia Ceed back on sale as well. This is a car we sold about a year ago, or just under a year ago, to a chap who was a bit deaf. And that was an interesting deal, but you know, he's lost his licence, so we've had it back off him, and we put that back up for sale. That's driving a lot of interest because, like I said, they are really good little 1.6 diesel estate cars, those, and it's quite cheap, so we're getting a bit of interest on that. And that's pretty much it, really. We've got Corsa on sale. Fiat's not had much interest really. We'll see. So we'll see how we get on with that over the next week or two. Maybe might need to have a look at the price again on that one. My Fiesta, my old Fiesta's back. This is my works vehicle. We've replaced this now with a Toyota Aygo we're running. This has been dumped at Prees really for the last few weeks, but I had it picked up. Although on the car park, some bastard has stolen me back of the rear bumper here. So that's gone. That was definitely on the car. I left it there. That's gone now. So yeah, so that's dropped its value by 4pence. Anyway, that's pretty much it really on that on the pitch side of it. Blimey, that sun was bright. What else have I bought? Well, I've got, like I mentioned earlier, 2 Focuses. I bought a 11 plate Focus and a later, what mark would that be? Mark III Focus as well. Both silver actually, both of these cars. Decent mileage. They're coming in probably tomorrow. And it's the second Mark III Focus that I've had on. I struggle to buy Mark III Focuses. They are really, really sought after at the auctions. Traders love them, particularly petrol ones, the 1.6 petrols. But yeah, I managed to grab one the other day, so that's good news. I've had to give good money for it, but you know, we'll see that coming in next week. All being well on sale. So I've got the earlier Focus as well, 11 plate one, which lasted that sort of shape. Mark 2.5 I'd call that. That's coming in. I've got an iX20 I bought as well. I've got a Renault Clio coming back. This is the Clio that I bought ages ago from G3, and it's just been langing around everywhere from pillar to post. Anyway, it's now coming back. It's been to paint, and then it's had some other stuff done. It's coming back tomorrow, all being well, and I can get that on sale hopefully this week or next week. I say that newer shape Clio I'd call it, so like 2013 onwards. Nice things, those Clios, and they're always good sellers, or certainly mates of mine, the trade who sold them, always rate them and say they're decent sellers, particularly in 1.2 petrol non-turbo version. We've also got some Puntos and other cheapy bits coming as well, so I've got plenty happening in the background, ready to restock and hopefully go again, probably more next week, give it a bit of a push and see if we can try and get some sales on the board in August and get to the target this month. Really want to try and hit my target this month, about 15, 16 cars. Completely missed it last month, managed it in June, then I missed it again in May. So it's not been great over the last few months. So hopefully things stabilise and we can get the target this month met. It has also been as well a year since I've been here at the car pitch. My year anniversary was literally the other day on Sunday on the 4th of August, my wedding anniversary. So that's I'll do a video on that separately, talking about, probably, I'll do it this month, the video, but talking about the last year, all the pitfalls, all the good points, the bad points, the things that I need to change. Might get a better grasp as well of the figures as well. I can actually tell you if it's actually been profitable since I've been here. I think it has been, but I'll find out for sure when I've had a meeting with the accountant. But one thing I have noticed actually since I've been here over the last year is the car stock has radically changed since I first arrived. Now I know some people will look at it and think, well, you're still selling quite older cars. We are, but we were selling even older cars when we first came here. I used to sell stuff like, when we first come here, like $3,000 under. And now we've gone up to like $5,000, you know, and some bits above that on occasion. And we are starting to stock more of that sort of $4,000 or $5,000 cars going forward. We've managed obviously to get money in and we recirculate it back into stock, obviously cash flow, etc. So we built that up, which is good. Yeah, so I'm pleased with that because we say I want a mixed bag of stuff. I always want to sell stuff from under $2,000, not too much of it, but the odd bit here and there, because it is important, because there's a lot of people who've only got a couple of grand to spend, particularly local people around here, who just want a cheap car they can use for a few years and run to the ground. And I completely get it. Been there myself, and they just want a reliable car for cheap money they can just use and abuse. And it's a market. I know some dealers hate it and think, oh, you get nothing but trouble. Generally, we don't. Honestly, we don't get many problems with them at all. You know, other than what you'd usually expect. little niggles here and there, which we just rectify. We always give warranty with everything we sell, because it's just the right thing to do. So I like that market, but obviously we want to be doing 3, 4, 5 grand stuff. I don't want to go more than that, because people say, why don't you sell some 7, 10, 8, 10 grand cars? So sort of thinking like maybe stuff like Chop does in Chop's Garage, or James does, sorry, on Chop's Garage. And I could do that, but to be honest with you, if you start selling that sort of more dearer stuff, you do get asked a lot for finance, and I don't really want to go down there. I'm not saying I'm against finance, because I've done it before in a previous business, but it is a lot of hassle. And I just prefer to stick to what I know. I like this market, so I probably will keep on doing it. But anyway, we'll talk more about that in my year update video, which I will do this month. Also, I need to pick up that sodding Jaguar. Every time I put a video out, someone always comments and says, where's that Jaguar? You bought a Jaguar, you haven't done a video on it. I've not forgotten to do it. I just haven't picked the damn thing up. It's still at trees on the front. I need to go pick it up. I went to move it the other week, and had a flat battery. So I need to go back with another battery, put it on, and get it moved, because the gate man is absolutely furious with me about that Jaguar. So I need to get that gone. So we'll sort that out, I promise you. There will be a video on that Jaguar. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe, and let me hear your comments on about what you've seen in this video. Click that comment section, get typing away. I always engage with people in the comments. Thank you again, and I'll see you all very soon.